How's it going?
Well, I've had better days.
Yeah, same here. Where I'm just about to go live, so if you want to watch the stream, tune in. I'm live right now, so what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Midwest Racing Fun League podcast, where we talk racing, iRacing, and everything in between. From the sim to the track, we got you covered. I'm your host, Curtis Thomas, alongside my teammate, which is not here today, is Jerry Knight Terry Cooper. But we do got Alan here in the chat with us. So today we have some sad news for you guys. As the NASCAR world is shocked, as so are we. We just found out that Kyle Busch of Las Vegas, Nevada, has previously passed away, and um, he was 41 years old, and he was from Las Vegas, Nevada. And so let me give you a little bit of a rundown on what had happened in the last 2 weeks. Um, Apparently, this has been going on for the last 2 weeks. So this is coming from NASCAR. Um, this is uh, coming off the internet. So I'm pretty sure in the next couple of days we'll find out more on it. But with this being said, Kyle Busch, 41, passed away suddenly today to an illness of pneumonia. He started becoming sick at Watkins Glen. He was coughing and had a hard time breathing. He asked Bill Hensley, Pennsylvania, well known well known in NASCAR, to give him a shot. Bush kept racing, winning in other series. On May 15th at Dover Motor Speedway, he was still dealing with the symptoms of an illness. On on May 21st, early Thursday morning, it was announced Bush was going to withdraw from the Coca-Cola 600 due to the severe illness. And today, as of a couple hours ago, we just found out that Bush had passed away. So to me, it sounds like he had more of an illness that had started 2 weeks ago. And asked a well-known doctor in NASCAR to give him a shot so he can keep going. He is a two-time NASCAR champion and a well-known racer in the racing community. Um, so if you guys have any thoughts and prayers that you would like to send out to the family, feel free. I know this won't get to the family, but you know, thoughts and prayers to the Bush family and everything else. But I mean, at the end of the day, it just sucks when one of our all-time greatest athletes in any sport passes away. And Alan, I know you've been feeling a little bit under the weather lately, but um, what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts have been with the children. His youngest is only 4.
Right. And with that being said, I know Braxton is racing and everything else with that. I just feel sorry for Samantha and the Bush family. Um, like I said, it's still iffy up in the air right now on how, but I'm pretty sure we will find out when and how. But as of right now, it's still iffy. But I mean, NASCAR does a great job with this. They they did breaking news on Greg Biffle, which we lost Greg not too long ago. Um, you all may remember that losing Greg Biffle, um, which we did not do a podcast on that either. But we were just doing this today. Um, but I mean, to me, I think with everything going on in the NASCAR world with Coca-Cola 600 coming up, IndyCar racing, I'm pretty sure that they are going to get everything in order for the fans this weekend. Um, I'm pretty sure they're going to get TV coverage throughout the whole series now. Um, to me, Alan, I think we all know this. One day you're feeling fine, the next day you're feeling sick.
I mean, you don't think it happens to just anybody, but it does.
Exactly. And it's like with that, it's like to me, I may not have been a Kyle Busch fan, but like his style of racing. Um, he raced with Joe Gibbs Racing for many of years. Um, so I'm pretty sure his old teammates are feeling the grief right now. Just like how we're feeling the grief, and it's just you know, like you said, it may not be like it could happen to you, but it can. Um, and with that, we just got to go day by day and um, hope that everybody is healthy. And I mean, even if you're not healthy, speak up. You know, that's all I could. That's all that's all I can say. If you're feeling sick, speak up and get to the doctor. Um, even I should say that sometimes, but you know, um, but yeah, I mean, losing Kyle Busch and Greg Biffle in the same year, and Danny Hamlin's father in the same year.
And
You
Michael
know,
Annette is
yes, and him, and it's like, what is going on in the NASCAR community? You know, I mean, it's just like, why? And I mean, we could ask why all the time, but at the end of the day, we are never going to find those answers. But hopefully, with the Coca-Cola 600 being on this weekend, maybe they'll say more on Kyle Busch. I'm pretty sure Dale Jr. is probably going to be doing his podcast anytime soon. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I feel sorry for his family. I feel sorry for Kurt Busch, his brother. Um, and just to see your little brother die like that, that's gotta be hard. Be hard on him. I know he's gonna be racing in the 24 hour of Le Mans coming up in July, which I don't know if that's gonna happen now. I mean, but Alan, feel free to tune in anytime here, and you know, just
yeah. I mean, I'm partially also just processing this whole situation. It's insane. I mean, really, what needs to be remembered in this situation is that we're not owed an explanation of how he died. Uh,
right,
that's a big thing. And also, I've been saying plenty of, oh, we shouldn't let Austin Hill race the eight, or we shouldn't let what was it, Corey Day race his seven truck, and that's really not appropriate.
right, and you know, I mean, to me, it's like in NASCAR, you're losing a lot of um, fans right now. I think they just need to tell the fans, hey, look, um, not just anybody, but like we're still gonna be racing. We're still gonna be um, doing this, we're still going to um, be there for the families. Um, I mean, that's all we can. I mean, to me, after finding out the news today, I was just shocked. I mean, I knew that he was sick for a long time, or well, I didn't know that he was sick. I thought he was fine because the way that he was talking, during interviews, and um, it's like what, like today, like just finding out after I woke up at like 4 o'clock this afternoon, I just found out like, no, this can't be happening.
And you have to think this evolved rather quickly because there's a picture going around. Rexton's, his oldest,
Yeah,
his birthday was Monday.
right.
And he was sitting there smiling in the photo and he was just having a good old time. So you can really see this devolve quickly.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, this is this year in NASCAR has been one hell of a year, one hell of a year for people to, uh, it's just not right. I mean, it's like why? I mean, I know I keep on saying why, but it's like we may never know, but uh, I don't know, man. To me, it's just like no. It's like these guys. I mean, we talk about it. You heard me and Jared talk about it all the time with the Coca-Cola 600 coming up. This race is going to have a lot of endurance going on, and for these drivers to go 600 miles in 3 hours at the most. Some of these guys are getting sick right after the race. And it's like NASCAR has to realize we need a better cooling system in these cars because because the cars get up to 180 degrees in those cars, and you know for people that have not following NASCAR that are watching, yes, NASCAR cars get to 180 degrees even on a clear night, even I on a cloudy day. They still get 180 degrees. Track temp is probably about 78 degrees, if not 80 degrees on a warm South Carolina day.
Peaks of some regions see up to 95.
So it's gonna be 95 on Sunday,
I don't know about this someday, but like peak summer, it gets real hot.
right? And it's like you know NASCAR. Like I said, NASCAR is gonna have to figure out these cooling systems because what was it 2 weeks ago that uh Tyler Reddick had a meltdown because the cooling system was not working correctly.
I mean, they've always had those cool suits for the longest time.
Right. I mean, but to me, it's like you know they just got to figure out something to get in these cars that are not um, getting into um, well, what's the word? Um, where these drivers do not get dehydrated as quickly as they do. Uh, I mean, if anybody watches NASCAR on a daily basis, Alan, I know you probably do. I do. Um, we just, can feel that energy from these NASCAR drivers when they get step in that car, you know, there's like a 15% chance they're not coming back, and they can live with that. You know, um, but at the end of the day, if you race clean, you do what Kyle Busch did, winning those two championships. Um, you're gonna be remembered as a great champion, and just like Dale Earnhardt, he was remembered as a great champion. I was too little to understand what happened to him, but I knew death at that age. Um, but I mean, even now, it's like you hear about deaths of the greatest of all time in NASCAR, and I know that may not seem much to people that are watching, but um, it's just getting too complex that all these NASCAR greatest drivers are passing away, and you know, at the end of the day, you know, you can ask why, but you're never gonna find the answers to it. Um,
I mean, sometimes it is really just tragic coincidence, honestly.
exactly, and uh, it, you know, here you're racing one day and feeling sick the next, and um, but I mean, what do you guys think in the comments? How do you remember Kyle Busch? What do you uh, think of today's tragedy? Go ahead and put that in chat. Uh, we would like to see what you guys got. Um, I mean, today it just seems like one of those days that uh, I don't know, man. um, I hate to laugh, but it's just one of those days where you just can't. Um, you feel sorry for the family of the Bushes, and um, but yeah, guys, go ahead and put that in chat. What you think, Kyle Busch, if you're a NASCAR fan, um, and we can read those off. Um, but I mean, to me, I'm just devastated. Um, it's a lot to process right now, and I mean, just like losing anybody in your life, whether it's a family member or somebody that you looked up to, um, it, it's hard. It's really hard, and I know a lot of you guys looked up to Kyle Busch. I know there's a lot of Kyle Busch fans out there, just like there's a lot of Danny Hamlin fans and a lot of people that um, love NASCAR for the great battles and everything else. Uh, I mean, hopefully today and the coming days, um, we'll find out more. Um, but just right now, it's just up and I don't know, Alan. I don't know how can you explain this?
I mean, I don't think you really can. I heard you mentioning Dale Earnhardt's death, and I've seen a lot of comparisons to that.
Right,
I personally wasn't born yet when that happened, so I don't have that comparison. But what I feel like is, I feel like I did in 2020, the Daytona 500, when I thought Newman had died.
right.
For a while, a lot of us had thought we'd watched Ryan Newman die on live TV, and that was quite a sad day. Um, up until we found out that he had pulled through and
Right.
quite
And
impressively was out of the hospital within the same week.
yeah, I mean, that was just like, like you said in 2020 when Ryan Newman hit across the finish line in fourth while getting hit from another car while flipping. Um, it was all because of the safety um, precautions that NASCAR put in these race cars. You know, back in the '90s, they did not have all these special equipment that they have today in these cars, and it's like, you know, if they would have had that in the '90s, maybe Dale would not. Dale Earnhardt may may have not died. But from my understanding, too, from that crash, after looking it up in 2001, um, Dale had basically, from what I understand, Dale had a heart attack in the car. So I mean, it can happen at any time, even when you're racing in a car. Um, you just never know. And we just found out, like I've been saying, guys. We just found out the news today about Kyle Busch. Um, and Kyle Busch was one of the greatest, if not greatest, of all time. And I know a lot of you have been thinking that um, Greg Biffle should be in the Hall of Fame, but with his tragic death as of right now, I don't think NASCAR wants to put him into the Hall of Fame yet. I mean, that's just my opinion, and that's why they haven't done that yet. But they did put uh, who did they put in the Hall of Fame? Class.
It was Kevin Harvick and a couple other guys.
That's right. Kevin Harvick and um, Jeff Burton was one of them.
That was the modern ballot, those two. That's where Bethel would have gone.
Right. Okay, so let's see here. Where is that at? Okay, here we go. NASCAR, uh, NASCAR Hall of Fame, Charlotte. Okay, let's see what we got here. Um, Hall of Famer inductees. Here we go. So the class of 2027, Kevin Harvick, Larry Phelps, and Jeff Burton are your inductees for the class of 2027. And Kyle Busch just got inducted into the Hall of Fame last year for the class of 2026. I mean, like I said, I feel sorry for Kyle and Kurt and Smith and Braxton and Lennox. I think that's how you say their name, correct?
That's what I gathered.
Okay. Um, but yeah, guys, I mean, today's just been one of those days where you wake up and the next thing you know, boom, one of the greatest NASCAR drivers has died. Um, I know we've been talking about it in Discord. Um, we've been people have been talking about it online, um, but you just really can't um, consider yourself um, what's the word here? Uh, just best way I can describe it for you guys is to go day by day, month by month, year by year, um, and whatnot. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're remembering Kyle Busch as one of the all-time greatest NASCAR drivers ever. Um, like I said, I didn't like him personally as a driver, but I liked him as a person. Um, but um, today is just remembering him, his legacy, and everything that he has to offer to the NASCAR community, and that's all we can say. Um, but guys, I think until we know more, we will be doing another podcast. I know my teammate. I'm glad that Alan's here with me today. But thank you, Al, for uh, doing this with me today. Um, and whatnot. But that's gonna be it, guys. Just remember to hug your loved ones, tell them that you love them every day, um, and whatnot. Um, even if it's a friend that you don't call, make for sure you call them today, or if you got a chance to call them, and tell them that you love them, because you may never know. Um, so with that being said, we're gonna go and close out this podcast until we know more, and we will bring you more breaking news as we find out. But until then, guys, here is the outro for you. That's the checkered flag on today's episode of the Midwest Racing Podcast. Thanks for tuning in and supporting the show. If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow and share and come back. Well, we're not going to do this next week, but we might. Um, until then, keep the rubber side down, and we will see you under the lights. Like I said, hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them every day. Um, even if it's a friend that you have not called in a while, go ahead and do that. Because like I said, guys, you may never know when it may be your last day. Um, so with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic Thursday. And so with that, we're gonna close out. We just can't really comprehend this today. Um, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And um, like I said, guys, just be careful out there, be safe, and have fun, and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And I hope to see you guys in the future. And we will see you guys soon. You guys have a good night.